Let's go. What's up, chat? Yo, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? I see that there are dogs in the chat acting a damn fool. Who's in here? Apples, of course. Good to see you, Apples. What up, Uber Kid? Shout out to everyone who's subscribed. Very nice of you. Who else is in here? J Robin, AV Dubstep, Jacktacular, Troy Mulder. Thanks for the fucking like and follow. Spoolie Nissan 24, Derek Liu, Rob Nalo. Wow, lots of new people in here. We'd love to see that. How's everybody doing? Well, I hope. Oh man, Alpha Muck, thank you for the tier 1 sub. That was very awesome. You are the coolest. That much is clear. How is everything sounding? Can anyone give me a sound check? Sound check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Yerba Nate. There he is. Damn, Nate. What up, Nate? My manager. Y'all trolling. B13. What up? What up? What up, squab? Puppy crew for literally life. All right. Well, Kevin has been waiting. Has he been waiting long enough, or should we let him in? Got the man Tynan in his B. My day has been good. I've had a really busy day. It's funny because I'm busier now than I really have ever been. It feels like, even without shows. I think it's the label that got me busy. So busy. More bass in the vocal. Oh, I can't add anymore. Hey, you know my voice gets high. We'll say one thing, and I will say tighten up. All right. Let's do it. Is anyone in here new to the producer's corner?
Oh,
hey.
Oh.
There he is. Kevin's here.
Hello. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I just had a fantastic dinner. Ashley just made, we had salmon and rice and special carrots. It was
special carrots.
Yeah, you know, boiled with some dill. It's actually Ashley's stepdad's recipe. Very fantastic. We like to eat healthy.
Oh yeah.
Not all the time.
Oh no. I actually had a healthy meal myself. Boiled chicken, rice, and broccoli.
There we go. Did you steam the broccoli?
I believe so. I believe it's steamed broccoli and steamed rice. I don't know.
Sounds fantastic.
Jessica, our girlfriend, took care of all of the cooking tonight. So
do me a favor and tell Jessica I say hello. I have not seen her.
I will. Yeah, it's been since
Tulsa. No, that was Oklahoma. Was that Tulsa? Dallas?
No, that was Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City at the water park.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that show was fucking fire.
Yeah, that was a fun show.
That was a fire show, except for the lightning canceled Black Tiger Sex Machine, didn't it?
Oh fuck, that's right.
That's right. I got to play, and then I forget who. Taboo was performing. Who was? Was it Kaiwachi?
Yeah.
Cool. So for all the people that are new here, first off, welcome. Thank you for attending. Second of all, the way this works is we just have a conversation, and it's great. And if you guys got questions, so here's the Q&A. Go to the Discord, type in your questions there. Also, as you can see so nicely portrayed on the screen, there is a convenient Venmo that says @KHickey44. All the money goes right to Kevin. Simple. You can donate $1. You can donate $100. You don't have to donate anything. But we just
I will only accept $100, sadly.
It's got to be even. Exactly, hundo. So that's important. That we support Kevin here because he's doing this for free. Everybody's doing this for free, basically. I don't make any money unless you subscribe. Then I make like $1. So if you subscribe to my channel, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so please, if you're watching this and it's your first time watching, please subscribe. because
Please.
we all need it.
Life without shows is rough. Which brings me
It's
to my first question. That so basically we're gonna do a little quick Q&A from me, and then we're gonna go and we're since Kevin is so I don't know who's in the chat that went to the producers corner at Lost Lands, but Kevin did a presentation there and it was fantastic. And he made this basically a whole drop, and I guess it what was you had 45 minutes to
yeah,
present. So
yeah, basically just took like because at the time I was working off of my laptop, which didn't have a lot of the stuff that I have on my computer. So I basically just took an instance of operator in Ableton, made some cool macro to it, basically created this like really cool sounding thing, and then bounced it down to audio, and then continued like manipulating it, bouncing it down to, or bouncing it down again, manipulating it, bouncing it down again, manipulating it, just like going through uh, as many what I don't know bounce downs as I could, and getting just like crazier and farther away from the original sound. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
maybe we spring one of those. Nate, long time listener, first time sub. Nate, you're not a sub, man. You're my manager, and have never subscribed to my channel. He says first time sub. He's first time watcher. Maybe you're not a sub.
Yeah.
Um. So all right. Here's my first question, and then I want to do like some rapid fire, quick questions to get us warmed up here and have a little fun. My first question is, how is your quarantine going, and how are you adjusting as an artist?
Um, I would say that it's going as well as it could. I I feel like it's the same with a lot of artists in that the first few months were very productive, got a lot of stuff done, got a lot of EPs lined up in that time.
Hmm.
But ever since then, it's just been kind of twiddling my thumbs and waiting for really anything to happen at this point.
How have you
But
been spending your time?
it's it varies. I spent a lot of time actually treating this room. See
It looks
all the
nice.
fun.
I see you look very organized over there. Are you a note taker?
Uh, usually, yeah, I have my notepad back over there, but
Can you read us? What's on the board there? What's one thing on the
yeah.
board?
So I have my calendar with everything that I need to do like throughout the week. You can't see it, but tomorrow is exclusively blocked out for PS5.
Ah,
Uh, that will be my main goal tomorrow is acquiring that.
so have you
Um,
acquired, or is it in the mail, or are you got to
I
find one?
I did not. I was not paying attention when the pre-orders went live, so
Even if you were, I think you would have been fucked. Oh, like we have some shady internet activity. Are you there still? Kevin just lost his power, so I'm thinking that his potential that his internet may have gone out is completely possible. Yeah. Oh lord, they're lagging. We'll see if he comes back real quick. I'm gonna shoot him a text. Kevin. Kevin. How's everyone how's everyone else's Wednesday? This is two producers corner in a row. We usually have a 2 week break. Yep, there he goes. Listen, shit happens. This is actually the first time that it's happened. He'll be back. Yeah, Kevin lost all of his power. It's not a good look, really. It sucks. I think he just it sometimes there's some parts of the year when living in Oklahoma City is not as
oh, are we there?
dangerous. There you go. We're good.
All right, cool. Yeah, sorry, our internet here kind of sucks sometimes.
Yes. For the
Uh,
PS5.
yes, PS5. Got just like kind of general stuff that I need to work on, like I don't know, download splice samples, organize my record box. Below my whiteboard, I have a another board of just note cards of songs that like are done, need to be finalized, and need to work on them.
Nice.
So I don't know if you can see, but the finalized at the very end is full of stuff. It's just a matter at this point of finding the right time and the right way to release stuff
Yeah.
in the kind of pandemic quarantine life that we're in right now.
Which is a question that is tough to answer because
Yeah.
this is, you know, singles, high energy music,
Hmm.
sound design based music. We're not really sure what the best move is, but I just, we were just playing your newest. Well, I guess I'm sure it wasn't your newest track, but your newest release on Subsidia. I know
Yes.
from my Subsidia track, that track was about old, but
Yeah, I think mine was about a year old.
that shit is fire
Uh,
though.
Thank you. Oh, your track is really fucking great too.
Thank you.
There were so many good tracks on there. It felt like we were all at a disadvantage, like trying to fight each other for like who has the most attention grabbing track.
Yeah, it was interesting. I don't think like, man, I mastered my track and I was
Mm.
like, all right, I'm gonna go overboard and make this really loud, you know, for because I know that that's what Excision wants,
Yeah.
and it wasn't loud enough apparently. So
Did
I
not.
was like,
um, it's funny because in the time that like I like mastered or finalized and mastered something in the water, I actually learned something about my mixing and mastering process that actually held back my tracks from being louder than they could have been.
which is what?
Um, I used to have a send or two sends in my Ableton that would be a kick compressor and a snare compressor. But ultimately, what it did was it added um, emphasis on the transients of the kick and the snare, which would bring the entire track down whenever it was pushed hard into the limiter of the master,
So like
causing it
the limiter was catching those early.
exactly and causing the whole track to just kind of like come down.
So what was the
But it's
solution?
the solution is to just stop doing that and to turn up the kick and snares of it, like the actual kick and snare tracks, instead of sending it out to the buses and making it louder that way.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. All right. We're gonna do a few rapid fire questions here. I want you to just answer these questions.
Okay.
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 What is your favorite key to write in?
Uh, Anywhere between E flat and F.
Okay. What is your favorite distortion?
I have to go with trash.
What is
Trash.
your favorite animal?
I have to say dolphin.
What is your favorite EQ?
Fab Filter Pro Q3.
What is your favorite alcoholic drink?
Right now, beer.
What kind of
Good
beer?
old beer. Uh, Miller Lite.
What is your favorite pizza topping?
More pizza.
What is who is your favorite dubstep artist?
Gotta say Skrillex.
And what is your favorite production rule to break?
Ooh.
That one kind of requires a little bit more thought.
Yeah, that's.
It wasn't really a rapid fire question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say stacking OTTs,
Okay.
just because it's really fun to just see how crazy distorted and compressed you can get a sound, and then add effects before the OTT to see like what just happens. You get these crazy artifacts with it. It's very fun. I
Yeah.
highly recommend it.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. I have been doing just the like, let's do like a low C piano note and then run it through 10 OTTs, and you get good results.
It's so much fun.
It's true.
It shouldn't be this fun, but it is.
Feels good. Destroying the rules.
It
It hurts so good. Okay,
Yes.
so let's
Shall we get
yeah,
into?
let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's get into it.
All right, so what we're gonna do here is first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do a walkthrough one of Tynan's tracks, and we're gonna talk about some sound design elements and kind of like we did with AU5 a little bit, but probably a little bit quicker. Like we don't need to breeze through this, but I do just let's just run through it. I like to see how you organize, perhaps mix down techniques, perhaps mastering techniques, perhaps sound design techniques, and then we're gonna do the drop challenge, which is we're gonna try and make a drop
Mhm.
in What do we say? 30 minutes? Is that crazy? Well,
30. I mean, like depending on the rules that are in place.
okay, how about this?
Like
We
say-
want to include sound design.
Okay. I mean, because if I can use like actually no, I'll start from scratch. I'll start from scratch
Okay.
for this, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay,
We'll
cool.
see what we can do.
How about this? The rules are you can use anyone's drums. You don't got to sound design drums.
Okay.
You can use any sub bass you'd like, but all the basses need to be sound designed. We should do 45 minutes?
Oh, we can do 30.
Okay,
I think I
cool.
can get something cool.
Let's do it. All right.
Alright.
So what track are you going to walk us through?
Let me. Should I go ahead and share the
Yeah, let's
screen
do this. Let's make
now?
and then I need you to send me
Oh yes.
that link. Then I'll just let you take over the reins.
All right. Yeah. So we
read
have.
Yeah, that's the link, right?
We have this track that I just put out.
Let's do a test real quick.
Yes. Yeah, I froze a few things, so hopefully it'll run a little smoother.
I see it's down at 30.
What was that?
I see that your CPU is down at 30. I feel like it was at 60 earlier.
Yeah. Right. All right. Here's a little test.
Keep on rocking. Keep on rocking, 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 keep on rocking.
Sound good on your end?
It sounds great. Pat, can we
Alright,
get a
cool.
sounds good? Because I think it sounds good. We had a few glitches in there, but what
Yeah,
would be expected?
Yeah, no, because this project is very intensive. There's a lot going on. There's also a lot like I mixed this down like in my at that point in quarantine pandemic time. I was really focusing on trying to get my mix sounds to sound really good. That was kind of the start of my journey over the past few months. Just get good mix downs that sound good
Mhm.
everywhere instead of just sounding good like live or sounding good on my monitors. So there's a lot of, I almost feel like a lot of like over mixing that I did on this track, but yeah, no, we got the whole gist of it.
The track is called Rockin' by Tynan out on Monster Cat Records, and the tempo is 95 BPM.
Yes, 95 BPM. I believe it's like E minor ish, somewhere in that range.
Gotta be.
It's gotta be. Yeah. Do you want me to just play like the rest of the track, or should?
I mean, let's play up to. Yeah, let's play the track. Let's play the track through.
Okay, yeah, we'll just start from this point.
Keep on rocking. Keep on rocking.
Yeah, that was. I did not freeze that one. Or did not freeze that track.
Keep on rocking. Keep on rocking.
Oh no!
Who's the best?
Ah, yeah.
Ugh.
Oh no!
Get.
Oh no!
Keep on rocking.
And it break up the same little verse riff. But yeah,
Fire.
yeah.
It kind
Um,
of gives me Cohen sound energy a little bit, but with a very just a different take.
Oh yeah, no, been really, man, especially over like the past, even before the pandemic and quarantine hit, was really getting into that like kind of 90 BPM hip hop feel. I feel like it's a very untapped market right now. I don't want to say market. It's a untapped genre style that I think is very interesting and fun
Totally.
to play around.
Totally. I remember during the days when 100 BPM twerk was like
Oh,
everything, and I had the most fun doing that. It was just there's so much space.
oh,
You know,
yeah.
it's weird because it doesn't feel like there would be more space, but there is.
Mm, it's definitely more like, I don't know. It's easier to like vibe out with a groove instead of just like going as hard as possible with, which I feel like is the case for a lot of genres or a lot of BPMs in the bass music world. It's just like going as hard as possible.
Hmm.
But
Which is like not like there has to be a limit in some place with the hard thing. Like,
mm,
and I think now more than ever, I think this track is relevant.
well, I appreciate it. Thank you. This was a lot of fun to put together, especially like the verse elements and the break, because it was a lot of just like random samples and just a lot of more like hip hop oriented samples that went into it to kind of give it that overarching vibe. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does totally. Can we just give us a walkthrough on how you organize your session and maybe what's on some
Yeah.
maybe group processing or
Yeah, so generally how I like to do or how I like to separate things out. Obviously, I'll have my kick and snare up on top. I'll have my drop drums right underneath it. Usually not a lot of like group processing goes on any of these. It's just like a way to keep them organized. This was just, I don't know, I guess it felt like it needed a little bit of a boost right there.
sure.
Got my vocals, got the verse elements, which even inside here, you can see like the more ambient sounds were grouped together. For the drop, I usually like to separate them between like my hits and my fills, and then the like actual leads.
Mm.
So I, shorthand them to L1,
Mhm.
L11, L111, L11111.
Of course.
Then lead two, filler stuff there. For this one, I just had like an extra group where there are just like a few things I wanted to add on top of everything going on, like kind of quick fills. Got the subs, which I believe for this one, I was using the good old hip hop sub bass in Ableton.
Classic. Chorus.
With I don't know why. I don't know why. This is a lesson and maybe something that can be absorbed by the people watching, but it's generally not a good idea to do mix downs whenever you're baked or high on marijuana. Because you think like, oh, this would be really cool if I added a chorus on the sub, and then you forget about it, and then the song comes out and you go back to do a track breakdown and you go to the sub and you see, why did I have a chorus there?
Yeah, it's
The
true.
high pass is on too, so it's not like it's actually doing really anything.
The 11% zero feedback chorus.
Yes.
I
Don't
like it.
ask why.
Rule
Don't ask
breaker.
why.
Rule breaker.
That's the rule I like to break.
There it is.
I had phase plants. This was also around the time that I started getting into like working with phase plant as well. Use this as a kind of grease layer to kind of take over the like off the 100 to like kind of low mid to mid range of the sub.
Can we solo that? Can we hear that?
Um, if this, yeah, it's just to take off like, or just to add that like kind of not necessarily a top layer, but just like that extra layer for the sub because the sub is going to be super super low, and then with the face plan, adding a nice little layer. I don't know why I had the white noise down here, but I have it in the sub for some reason.
Okay.
And yeah, I think for the second sub, generally I like to use hip hop sub bass. The hip hop sub bass with this kick tight corpus preset.
Classic.
Great combo. Yeah, and then I like to just kind of play around with the layers. I think for the second drop, the sub bass was a lot more. There was a lot more going on with it because, had that held note sub bass, so it felt like it needed something to complement the high end, just like
right.
It felt like a more like fuzzy kind of sub to go with it was the way to go. So we got this layer of kind of taking care of that top end, and then this fuzzy layer just to give it just a little more crispness. Of course, I have the chorus again.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it all comes together. Even this fuzzy layer is not really adding much besides just erosion. I think I've played around with some other stuff, but can't beat erosion, man. Can't beat erosion.
Yeah, it's nice. Are you sidechaining with the Ableton compressor?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
I have it all of these like groups where it needs like the drop, the sub, they are all sidechained to this top track, the ghost track, which is generally I just have the kick sub or the kick sample, just take it up here to the ghost, turn the warp mode to beats, transients, this, so it'll cut with this warp mode, it'll cut at the transient of the sound, cut it all the way to 0, so you just get this little click, and then use that as my sidechain trigger. Generally, just keep it like super low. Don't really mess with the release or attack unless it's like needed. But yeah. Because I know like a lot of people like to use like I don't know, like Shaper Box or LFO tool or something like that, but I felt that it's a lot of unnecessary steps to get the same result generally. I mean, I know with those plugins you'll have more control over it, but you can have the same control if you know how to adjust the attack and release, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the only reason that I like, well, recently I've been doing the utility sidechain.
Oh yeah, just for that, is it just auditing the volume?
Just the gain. It's basically just the reason being is that there's no compression involved. I feel like I always get a little bit nervous because then I'm just compressing the sound a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I've definitely been doing that more for like more like dubstep-y tracks where it's like you need that tightness. You need that every sound to come through as clear as possible.
Right.
But
the sidechain it probably isn't as essential on this type of song. I mean, obviously it is, but
yeah. But for this one though, it's just literally a way to get the kick and snare to come through.
Yes. Cool. Can we talk about maybe some? Can we look at the basses, the drop basses?
Yes. So I mean, like the first drop is not. It's nothing like super crazy. It's just like a bunch of layers of some pretty much just some saws. getting its,
That sounds more than just a saw.
well, there's a little more going on here. Let me freeze this.
Sounds crunchy.
It's crunchy. It's got that chorus crunch, so
Oh,
you know
hello.
it's good.
Hello.
Serum load. I'll load it over here. Yeah, the patch is pretty simple. It's literally just like filtered stab base thingy, whatever, however you call it. Got some cool processing on it though. EQ8 to cut out a little bit of low mids. We got this rack that actually made with Blank way back first time I went to Australia. It's just like a hyper distortion rack, more or less. Because I mean, just without it, with it,
Jeez.
It's crunchy. It adds a lot of girth to the sound. I think chorus was just to widen the sound just a little bit, so it wasn't super mono. I think Pro Q was just boosting a tiny bit, getting rid of some frequencies. General EQ8 to kind of sculpt the sound to fit within the other layers. Then good old glue compressor at the end to push it to the absolute limit. Then yeah, pretty much took the same thing, did a wide layer, which is basically just
That's got some nice vibrato on it.
That might be the CPU. Wait. Just a little bit.
Is it vibrato or is it just a detuning situation?
I think it's just detuning. It's gotta be, because it's pretty much more or less the same. I did this overcomplicated mess of trying to make a sound mono by panning a utility to either left or right, and then putting another utility on there and turning the width down to 0. So it takes that left or right signal and basically makes that the signal. When found out there's a lot easier way to do this by just literally loading up utility,
clicking left,
and clicking left. I did not know that, but here we are. Yeah, and then just added a little more chorus. Kind of focused the EQing more on the high end to kind of take that high end, or to utilize that high end width. Now Ableton is trying its darndest to load up this utility.
It's a heavy plugin.
Oh, utility? Tell me about it. Yeah, and then generally, like with stuff like this, because I feel like just this is a pretty, I mean, there's a lot that went into it, but it's a pretty simple sound whenever it's broken down. It's just, so what I like doing in this instance is adding some more like characteristic layers to kind of just to make the lead pop a little bit more. Because we got this one, just some little minor things. I believe this one was phase plant. Yeah, phase plant. It's so funny trying to like go back and remember exactly why I did this, because my writing mixing process is very much in the moment. Like, oh, I need this right now. Like, this sound isn't fat enough. I need to add like another layer to it. I need to add so and so.
Well, I think that's an interesting concept. Is like, and it's something that I think I like talking to people about is what do you think triggers the why, and where does the why come from? Like when you're like instantly like, okay, cool, this sound is fine, but it needs to be cooler. Why do you decide what that next move is, or like where to go? You know, like whether.
See, I think that's the fun of just producing in general, is that you're faced with the question of, this sound is basic. What can you do to liven it up? What can you do to make it spicy?
Mm.
And there's like literally a million different ways you could do it, but I think what you end up doing is, kind of what helps you develop your sound, or like what makes you stand out from other people, or you other people too. I don't know.
Right.
Point is that you could. There's a lot of ways you can spice this up. If I wanted to pitch this up like 40 octaves, not 40, but like, I could pitch it up like 2 octaves, add some crazy distortion to it, and just have it as like a top distorted layer.
Right, and that probably would have worked.
Yeah, that would have worked too.
Right.
But I think with this one, I just wanted just something to accentuate the transience of that sound. The like,
Mm-hmm. Do you think that that's part of like your process in the moment? Like, you're like, okay, cool, this sound is cool. I need something to make the transient cooler, or is it more like this just isn't right? Let me experiment, try and figure it out.
it's usually a mixture of both, but I think for this one, like I had a very clear idea of like what I wanted for the track. Like I knew I wanted something where it's like, and
Right.
it was just a matter of getting that to translate into
Right. So in
audio.
your head, you're like, okay, cool, plucky, heavy, rhythmic bass. What are the ingredients that creates that?
Exactly. Yes. So yeah, it was all just a matter of pinpointing and deciding how I would like to approach that.
Did this
Uh,
track start with the sample, or did it start with the drop?
I believe it started with the drop, and then once I got that rockin' sample, it just made everything flow so much better.
Oh, really? So the sample came after the drop.
Uh, I believe it was like kind of at the same time, where it was like
Mm.
I had the idea of that and
Right.
then thinking, oh, this needs something else to keep the movement going, and then
Mm.
finding that sample and adding it, just kind of it all just kind of fell into piece.
Right. Where's the sample from?
I believe it's just a splice sample, just pitched up. Here, let me freeze this. Let's see.
No, I mean like your like intro
Oh,
melodic,
all
the
those
horn
samples.
thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so a lot of them they came from like various sources. Recently got a pack from I can't remember who it was, but it was like Public Enemies. It was like a sample CD where
Cool.
like each song had like a hip hop beat that it would then break it down into its individual elements,
Mm.
and then just kind of taking those individual elements and adding and kind of just layering them, throwing together to make.
Can we hear that
the
like
total
the
parts.
the verse group?
Yeah, yeah. It starts off with that super like guitar-y sab. I'm not gonna lie, I made the ambient like this stuff. I made it way too loud in the track. Like I should turn it way down. But yeah, I don't know, just had like disco stab, some other cool stab, just kind of layering up to beef it up, or to beef up that initial like brassy hit. I believe it's this one. Nope, that wasn't it. That one. Yeah. So just added some other stabs.
Oh, love that one.
Right. But just all together, I don't know.
Oh yeah,
you
no,
just, sometimes you just find a sample and then you find a complementing sample and they just fit together so perfectly.
that's a good thing to talk about, because there's some layers in there that would probably sound questionable on their own.
Yeah.
But so how do you go and approach like layering?
Well, oops.
Oh, there you go. Just fuck it. Whatever.
Yeah, just fuck it. it's I think it's a matter of just, well, finding something that will fit tonally, something that will fit within the relative key of the original sample that you're layering, and just finding something that just sounds good. It's something that sounds good to layer with, you know?
Agree. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I don't know. It's just layering is it's such an art in itself, like layering samples
Yeah.
that um, you could start with the most basic sound, but if you can find complementing sounds to add on top of it, then you get something brand new.
Yeah.
Um, which is why I don't know, which is why I like just layering samples that shouldn't work together and making them work
Mm.
together, like just kind of forcing them to work, I guess. So that's how you get sounds like this, and it just works. Yeah, you add some cool layer, and then you add like maybe a guitar stab. There you go. Yeah. Then you have some little brass thing doing a little riff. You know. Then you have a bass guitar to just go through and give it the groove. Which this bass guitar was a pain in the ass to get sounding right.
It's a tricky sound because it's not sub, but like
Yeah.
it needs to have body.
Mhm.
That's not. I feel you on that. I mean, what? How did you go about making it sound cool? Can we like take off the processing and see what it
Yeah.
sounds like just alone?
Yes, we can. We'll just take off the kind of, you know.
Random, but did you know that you can highlight all those plugins and just hit 0?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
God damn. You learn something new every day. But yeah, just by itself, it's just a very simple plucked bass note.
It's a good sample though. It does sound good.
Yeah, no, but I think the problem was is that I had an idea in my head of like it's more of like a fuzzy kind of distorted, like run through an amp kind of bass sound. I mean, obviously tried running it through the amp plugin.
Amp is so aggressive.
It's a little too aggressive, especially for this kind of sound.
Sure.
Which I mean, I did end up using it for the bass roundup.
Round up the bass.
Round up the bass.
Oh, we have some parallel amping.
Parallel. Oh, I think this was just to, yeah, get that like kind of crunchy top end sound, so it's like super distorted, whatever. And keep the original sound. Yeah. And just give it a little more top end.
Totally.
I think it was a lot of experimenting with amp plug or the amp in Ableton and just some processing chains, like because I mean this basic rock dual cab guitar is just a what is it, fucking audio effect track in Ableton. It just fucking worked. Like it gave it the sound that like I wanted, and then everything else after that was just kind of pushing the sound, so like just pushing the sound so it bumped, and it kind of complemented with the drum pattern and everything.
Can we hear this whole section again with just the whole thing?
Yeah.
Together.
And then of course,
yeah, the drums sound fantastic.
Thank you.
I love the drums.
Yeah, the drums were a pain in the ass.
The snare is just primo.
Yeah, it all started with just this breakbeat, and just finding stuff to complement it, and yeah.
I see a lot of velocity automation.
Yeah, this was just for more like kind of subtle,
right?
Because I've been getting really into just kind of, I don't know, like just drum processing all with audio clips. I mean, it's more prevalent in the second break/build, but just kind of giving more life to the drums instead of just them being super static and like, oh, the kick's gonna hit here, kick's gonna hit here again. Just having it flow a little bit better, kind of turning off the grid sometimes, moving stuff around. Yeah,
Risking it all.
Risking it all. What was this layer? Yeah, that kind of added the top end.
That's nice.
Element.
Yeah.
And then I think just a hi-hat loop to all together. It just
So good.
Again, one of those things where like layering a bunch of stuff together and making it fit together, it all just kind of felt perfectly.
Yeah, I think those little baby quiet kicks are really just mushing the whole thing together.
I agree. Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun to put together. I think it's more prevalent in my real drum section in the second
Let's hear it.
build. Because the second like kind of break build whatever. I knew that I wanted a more like bluesy, almost jazzy feel to it to kind of contrast with. I feel like it's a good vibe to pair with the more hip hoppy, groovy vibe as well. So, so I wanted the drums to kind of match that like kind of moody, bluesy vibe with it. Obviously, doing all these fun things.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Oh no! Get out of here. Yeah, so actually these are all just fucking I think it's just from a what do you call it? Ableton sound pack of just real drums. And then taking them, literally going in and making like all of these fills, just kind of like going with the vibe, you know?
A lot. I like how it's all audio. Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't know. I started off in dance music working in Acid Pro way back. That's kind of how I got used to putting things together. It's just all in audio. Yeah, I don't know. I like doing it.
Yeah, me too. I'm the same way. I haven't used a drum rack in years.
Yeah.
It makes me uncomfortable. I mean, dude, at the end of the day, when you've been working on a song for a very long time, MIDI just starts to blend together. It's like, just starts to look like one long black bar, and you're like, I need to be able to manipulate this very quickly, and I need to see it change.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So I don't know. That's just kind of why I like working with audio.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think the bulk of the cool sound design that comes from this track is in the second drop, which is where things somehow turn into like a dog barking sound. Yeah, where it's like, yeah, this fucking part.
Cool.
Yeah. I believe this. No, that's not it. Bulk of the sound comes from. It's funny because it's that mixed with the same exact thing, but just bounced down and slightly adjusted. Yeah, so it comes from like kind of these two same, or like these two tracks that come from the same source, but just moved around a little bit, which the sound comes from messing with arpeggiator and freaking arpeggiator with a instance of simpler. I believe this sound.
Interesting.
That's the original sound. I really I like kind of taking a sound like that and playing it in multiple kind of octaves just to see what kind of crazy sounds you can get out of that. And I thought it would be cool if I did that, but add an arpeggiator. So it's like kind of scrolling through the different notes being played. Obviously, got some fun frequency shifting going on. Fudge. There we go. Just a little bit here and there. This plugin, this has been a fucking awesome plugin, but it's Effect Rack by Sound Toys. It's basically a compilation of pretty much all of their like kind of more spacey sound plugins combined together to like basically create how would you call it? I forget the word. It's basically just a compilation of all their plugins together. It's really great because the presets kind of intertwine all of the plugins, so you get some really fun effects.
Yeah.
This one was just for more space.
Does this require you owning all of the Sound Toys plugins?
No. You can just own Effect Rack and you will automatically own all of these plugins.
What?
Yeah. It's super cool.
Okay.
Uh,
Just so you guys know, Sound Toys always lays down the big old Black Friday deal, so.
yes. I would highly recommend getting on the Sound Toys bandwagon because goddamn.
Yeah. The only one I have is Crystallizer.
Crystallizer is awesome. Decapitator is a really fun just kind of compression distortion plugin. The only one there's a few that aren't included in this, but Little Altar Boy is also a really, really great plugin.
That's right, I have that one too, in Echo Boy.
Oh yeah, Echo Boy. Yeah, all great stuff. I don't know, a lot of this other stuff added on was just to kind of complement the sound of, because I mean, if you just take all of this off, oh my god, yeah, because if you take all that off, it's still, yeah, because all of this is just kind of making things louder. Really, just saturator makes things louder, and yeah.
Can we hear that the L2 sound without the arpeggio on it, just like one note?
Oh,
I'm curious what like. Because that's a really cool effect.
Here we go. Yeah. Because, I mean, with the arpeggiator, I mean, because it's, you know, the MIDI is playing just random chords. Like, these don't, like, I literally just picked 4 notes and then went with it.
Did you start at the root note or just YOLO?
Well, just yellow. So I mean, the original sound is so atonal anyway. So
true.
I was like, fuck it.
Does that come into your sound design process when you're like just, and we'll I'm sure we'll see this in a few minutes when we do the sound design thing, but I'm curious how much of like the whole this is starting to get out of key, or like this is drifting away from my root note. Does that matter?
And see, this is why I kind of like to approach sound design the other way, in the sense of I like to create the sound and then find the root note within it. This one is more or less the same. It was just kind of a happy accident that it all kind of fit together in the same key. But yeah, no, I definitely like to go in, like if I'm making a song from scratch, I like to go in with no key in mind, like especially if I'm starting from sound design, have no key in mind, and then kind of find the groove and then find the root note after that.
So does that mean that when you start a new track, is sound design usually your first step?
A lot of the time, yes, unless I have an idea for like the verse or build, or like there's a sample that I found that I really want to use or incorporate. Any other time, yeah, I usually start with the sound design first. But yeah. Cool. So yeah, I think this L2 is, oh damn, what is happening with this? Oh, I remember now. Yeah, because while I was playing around with that kind of arpeggiated thing, or that arpeggiated sound, kind of came up with some cooler sounds that didn't necessarily fit into like just the lead itself. It sounded more like a crazy hit or like a fill. So I mean, you get stuff like it's cool, but it's not like that. But I think for this one, is taking the same idea as the first drop process or as the first lead processing,
Right.
and just adding a different sample into it, and then messing around with the start time. So you just get these like
Yeah, play that one all the way through.
Yeah, and you just get like
Wow,
got
cool.
like these really cool like kind of blocky sounding stuff, and felt like it would be a cool thing to use for like a hit. And then for these, I think it's just this was just messing around with FN samples, which if you don't have the FN sample platter, highly recommend getting it just for the glitches, because goddamn, they are really fun to mess with.
Dope.
Yeah. And oh yeah, I also fucking did okay, so for this sound, this was actually really fun. It's generally with like, wubs and kind of wompy basses, you would use like say an LFO or like a low pass filter for that kind of LFO effect. For this one, I used the range of Ableton's vocoder to give it that kind of wompy sound. But I only used it for like a layer of it. And also along with the format to kind of just give it this super fun, like.
Can we hear it with and without the vocoder?
Yeah. It's a little more subtle on this one, but it's still a fun thing to mess around with. But yeah, very fun stuff. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of other stuff that went into this. I know for this one, or for like the second half of the drop, it was just taking that arpeggiated concept and just going crazy with it. I'm messing with the start time. Yeah, also messing with the gates. Kind of opening up the gate a little bit more, kind of creating these weird like stutter rhythms with it. And then bouncing it down and adjusting it so it's actually a little bit more on time. And then using a wide layer.
What is Thorus?
Thorus is
The chorus?
it's a chorus. It's a fun chorus that my friend Guild Chip showed me. It's a lot of fun. I'll have to show it off whenever I make my drop.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's like a instant rhythm maker. If that makes sense.
Ah, yes. You hear that, rhythm fans?
Chorus.
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 Cool. Awesome. Can we hear just to wrap it up? Let's hear the second drop all the way through again, because I'm trying to hear this all in context.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Who's the best?
Oh, good old CPU.
Wow. Epic. Round of applause.
Oh.
Snaps. That was awesome, man. Very cool. I definitely want to. I'm stoked to see this. Let's do. Yo, real quick, shout out to Uber Kid and everyone who donated a sub. That was fucking really tight, and I never get the hype train, so appreciate you guys supporting. That was really fucking awesome. Radical, you guys are the coolest. Shout out to everyone who has donated to Tynan so far. There's still time. We're about to do the drop challenge.
Yes. Before we do that, I need to take a tinkle.
Okay, cool. Tinkle away.
Tinkle away. I'll be right back.
Okay, cool. Pat, how's everybody doing right now? Tinkle break. What up, Ty Blee? What up, Human? Merger. Yeah, what's the drop challenge? Tynan's going to make a drop in 30 minutes, but we're going to do 2 different ones. Because Tynan is so very good at doing sound design off from nothing. I'm really stoked to see this. Broad detail. Uber Kid, you're the man. Broad detail for the sub. Rushdown, what up? Zombie. Man, chat's going off. I like to see everyone in the chat. It's fucking awesome. Thanks for everyone who's showing up. This is really great. If you guys don't know, you can go to YouTube and watch all the old, well, they're not old because they're pretty recent, but all the previous Producers Corners, AU5, Phase 1, Hero Bust, Squanto. Those are all online. I really highly recommend them if you are interested in music production. There's a whole bunch of really good just gems for free. What up, Pellet? Yeah, check the links from Kemek. He just spammed them. Here we go. We got the links in the chat. Who's coming next? I don't know. No, I don't have a guest list. If you want to join the Discord, you can submit who you guys would like to see. It basically just extends my friend group. Oh shit, Rushdown. Yes, I remember you, Freddie Mercury. So yeah, I don't know who's next, but why don't chat? Why don't you guys drop in the chat right now who you guys would like to see next? Oh.
All right. We're back.
We're back.
Okay. Let's do a new live set. Sure, we'll save these changes.
New live set. Yeah, save the changes because you can always re-release it when you get your master back.
Yeah, no, you can just yeah, fucking I can re-release it. Like, oh yeah, no, the remastered. Yeah, that's it.
Right, it's remastered. Excuse me, this doesn't sound any different. It's different.
I changed the ambient layer of the verse. It's different enough to re-release, guys. Yeah, so I think what I'll do with this is I'll kind of build upon that arpeggiated thing because I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I want to definitely see that flex.
Hmm.
It's a unique flex. I'm curious about what this how you arrive at the source material.
How so?
Like, are these just like distorted sine waves, or are these sounds already cool before you go into this wicked kind of deep dive?
It varies. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. I think though I mean, because I have a giant folder of like crazy sound design stuff that I usually draw from or like use that as a base. But I mean, those have already been like manipulated and destroyed. So maybe for this one, I'll just start off like fresh with an operator and kind of see if I can get a crazy sound like that, and then throw that into. Oh, you know what? We're gonna have to do the audio again.
Because it's a new project, you think?
Yes.
Okay, cool. We'll do that then.
Shouldn't be a problem.
What a cool plugin. I'm kind of hyped about it. I might buy it.
Right? Oh no.
Oh no! No.
Why?
What have you done?
Audio Weavers, listen to. Put it on the master.
Broad detail. Trampa uses Reason.
What should we call this session?
Let's call it your.
Copy like.
Copy link. Give me that link.
Send that over. Start transmission.
Starting transmission.
All right. We shall see here. Okay. Let me get operator loaded up.
Okay, so let's just make the rules here, which there really are no rules.
Yes.
I'm trying to make this seem way more formal than it actually is. It doesn't matter. The time doesn't matter. Let's extend the 30 to 45. Let's not rush it here. I would like for you to have. By the way, I just forgot to tell everybody. Everyone who's watched the Producer's Corner before, if you've looked at the background here, it looks like trees. But if you look in the bottom left, there appears to be a tiny cabin. There in the corner.
Wait, is this right? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the right way. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
There you go. You're holding your own head.
Pet the head.
Wait, no, wait, hold on. Wait, not yet.
Right
Okay,
here.
now, there we go.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. You're petting your own head. Ah, yeah, okay, that looks cool. All right. Well done.
Okay,
So,
we did it.
okay, there are no rules for this.
Okay. Okay, then cool. Now that we've established that there's no rules, let's just get right into it. So
There are no
got
rules. Let me make sure we're getting sound. We are good.
okay, so with this, I think we'll start off by mapping some macros to this thingy. With that. Let's see. We can make this one like. Let's get that an octave. And for those that don't know, operator is an FM synthesizer. The way that FM synthesis works is that you will generally have I can't remember the terminology. It's a carrier oscillator that
No,
is like
host.
the root.
Yeah, host carrying a modulator, right?
Yeah, it's the. I can't remember the right terminology. Anyway, it starts off with just one sound or one sine or one wave, and then you will feed another wave into that base wave. And for this one, you can control how much is going into it with the volume. A little high pitched, go down. Then you can because right now we're just feeding one sine wave into another sine wave with the course turned up, which I believe the course is more or less just like pitch, as far as I can get.
Certainly.
With FM synthesis, it's really heavily math based. If you've used FM8, you know what I mean. But with this, you can change because right now we're just feeding one sine wave into another sine wave, but we can change this sine wave into like a saw. So now we're feeding a saw into the sine wave. Ooh, that's actually kind of cool.
Yep.
Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to set up another track, and we'll set this up. So we are recording the MIDI, or we're recording the operator into track number 9.
So all you've done here, just to get a base here, all you've done is you have a sine wave as the carrier, and you have mapped one macro to the levels of A, B, and C, or excuse me, B, C, and D.
Yes, and right now because C and D are turned off, so it's just literally a saw being going straight into a sine wave. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start recording. Start back here. Wow. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Like, you get some movement there. But what you can also do is you can affect the wave that is affecting the carrier. So you can feed another wave into the saw wave to create even more complex craziness going on. So say right now I have the macro for this this oscillator set to just 17, but we can turn it up. Actually, we'll unmap this. Oops, we'll unmap this so we can have a little bit more control so I can show you what I'm talking about. So right now we have like the cool. So if we add another wave, or yeah, just another sine wave into that saw wave, which will then in turn affect this wave. So it's like boom, to boom, to boom. And right now the course is set to like half of the original wave, so it's like super, super low. Or it's like super, I don't know, math. The sine wave that's affecting the saw wave that's affecting the sine wave is super long, so it creates this like cool little like stuttery effect almost. You can turn it up more. Yeah, you get some fun craziness with it. If you want to get even crazier, you can turn LFO on operator to affect the pitch, or I mean, by default, destination A on operator's LFO will affect the pitch of whichever oscillator it's set to. So, like, say this destination A is affecting C's pitch by this rate. We'll just turn it down. Fuck it. So now we use cool like sometimes. And then you can have even more fun by adding another oscillator that affects the oscillator that affects the oscillator that affects the carrier.
Not to mention that you can change the order entirely.
Yeah, exactly. Then you can come over here and then change the order in which things are affecting each other. You could have it so this D and C oscillator are both affecting the B oscillator at the same time instead of going straight down the line. Or you could have it so, what is this? C is feeding into B, which is feeding into A, all the while D is feeding into A. FM synthesis is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's we'll just leave it at that.
It's just crazy.
It's crazy. Actually, we'll unmap this D so we can have a little bit more control over it. We'll just yeet this D all the way up so it affects this super low one. So just by using, a few waves and operator, we have just a few cool sounds to mess with. We'll go ahead and kind of take these longer sound design ones, move them over, and we'll consolidate them into one uninterrupted clip, which then we will use to make even more fun craziness.
Raw Detail wants to know if you can automate the feeding patterns, like the routing.
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't think you can.
I don't think you can.
Because there's no like title for them. You would need
Oh
to
my
have.
god, you can.
Oh, you can. Oh my gosh, you can. Nice one, Broad.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, good call. Good call.
Nice one.
I mean,
nice one.
but at the same time, that'd just be adding another layer of just ridiculousness to it. Oh, that's gonna be a fun. Oh, fuck, I'm gonna have to mess around with that sometime.
Yeah, you're gonna have to name your next track Broad Detail.
Yeah. Okay. Broad Detail. Next track is named after you.
You heard it here first. Cool. So we're consolidating all of our bits.
Yes. Gonna just cut these up a little bit more so there's a little less space. If there's an easier way to do this, please let me know. But as far as I know, there's not. So here we are. We'll cut this a little bit there. Boom. So now we have this long kind of just craziness going on. There'll be some fun things to mess around with it. We'll consolidate that. Then next we will take this into a MIDI track, which will be instrument. We'll do simpler for this. We can take this cool thing that we've done some sound design stuff into, drop it into our simpler. So now have. Starting with C. Now we can play all of this craziness. Okay, I like to turn the velocity off, especially if I'm making like a bass sound, because sometimes I just like to wail it on the keyboard to get.
Wait, what was that you just did? You just turned down the velocity percentage?
Yeah, because by default it's set at I think 35%. I just turned it off because whenever I'm messing around with like trying to find a rhythm for a sound or a drop, I like to mess around on the keyboard, and I don't know. I just like to have it consistent across the board.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, so we have this cool thing that we can play across the keyboard. So now what I think we're going to do, I think I'm feeling frisky. We'll go with 137.89.
I love it.
It's gonna be the BPM for this.
Be careful, you might start a fucking genre.
God, I hope not. God, imagine having to fucking have an entire set of everything at 137.89.
Oh, I can't think about it.
I don't want to think about it.
I don't want
I
to.
don't want it.
I don't want to.
We will make a MIDI clip. Turn back the grid so I can actually do stuff. Okay. Consolidate that clip. We'll just take the route that I did with Rocket and just kind of pick like a few notes that total random, and let's see.
Total random.
Total random. We're picking them at total random. And so now we have the arpeggiator going at that. We can mute these. And boom. So now we have. All right. So now we have something to build this off of. Ooh. All right.
Here we go.
We'll get like this big ass kick. Let's see. Do we have a big ass kick?
Oh, I saw one in there.
Oh my god, I actually do. Okay.
What about big ass, dope ass, bomb ass, dank ass? Oh, big ass, dope ass, bomb ass, bang ass.
Yeah. That's fair. Okay, now we need super cool snare. Damn.
Oh, sorry, all your snares suck. There's no super cool snare.
These are all pretty lame snares. We'll just fucking. Actually, no. We'll go with the good drums.
Okay.
The whole thing for this. Snare.
Okay, before you get into this, just a quick aside. If you were going to tell someone who's fresh into music production, new in the game, you need to build your sample library. You need these 5 sample packs.
Oh.
What are you saying?
Oh. That's a tough one. It's a really tough one.
They don't have to be the 5 greatest. Just like, let's just say 5 sample packs that you like.
Well, just trying to think of like more like the most useful packs I've come across. Obviously Kashmir stuff.
Yeah.
Kashmir Volume 3, Volume 2, whatever.
Yep. We'll
never need to find like if you have like a specific like I need a good down like wide noise down.
Mm-hmm.
It'll have it. I think the virtual riot packs are great for dubstep drums, dubstep like kind of a good just bass for like dubstep sounds. I know I mentioned it earlier, but the FN's sample platter is phenomenal. Highly recommended. Same with Company's packs too, because his drums are just insane. Matzo's pack too, because those drums are just super great for layering and
Who?
Matt Zoe.
Oh, Matt Zoe. Okay, gotcha. Yes,
yeah,
of course.
His sample pack on Splice is phenomenal as well.
I don't have that one. I'm gonna look into it.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, his snares are. Oh, listen to that snare. Oh.
I can't hear it. What happened?
Oh. Yeah. Oh. I don't know
Why
if you
can't we
can hear
hear?
that.
I can't. What's going on? What happened?
I think it's just because it's not technically on the track yet. So I mean, like here,
There we go. Oh, okay, there we go.
they're just like they're good snappy drums. Like,
Mm.
besides that, oh fuck, I don't have the exact packs, but there's this fuck, who is it? It's I think it's like Ghost Hacks or Ghost something. They're
Definitely Ghost Hacks. I've definitely heard of Ghost Hacks.
yeah, Ghost Hacks has just great like sound designy stuff. Sound designy drums, sound designy basses, subs, leads. It's super fun to just dive through those packs and kind of just pick out little clips here and there to use. Same thing with I think it's Levitate's pack on Splice is incredible too.
And that the Basely pack you gave me after Lost Lands.
Yes, Basely's pack.
Where do you even get that? I don't think you can find it anywhere.
I mean, yeah, it's
a rare
I'm
cut.
I'm gonna have to talk to him about it because, dude, like, he's he's going through shit. So he like deleted the pack and everything, but it is probably one of the most useful packs of all time.
Agreed.
But it's just not available anymore. Fucking there's another one. The Teddy Killers pack on Splice also has a bunch of. I mean, it's all drum and bass centric, but it carries over to other genres so well. I know that's more than 5, but
no, that's great. That's great intel.
It's I don't know. I love digging through and especially on Splice, just finding these weird ass samples and just digging as far down as I can. So it's a fun hobby of mine. Okay, so we got a. We'll use the mustache snare. See, this is the problem, is because I can make cool sounds, but at the end of the day, most of my time is spent just finding the right sample to go with everything that I'm doing.
Well, we rolled off the timer thing, so don't stress it. And we can't hear you auditioning sounds, so.
Oh, cool. So
we'll take your word for it. It's 50% less annoying.
Yeah. Ooh, that's nice. Do not like the big ass, dope ass, bomb ass, dank ass kick. I feel like we can make it a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
And see, this is where. See, I don't know if I'll use this as the trigger, but we'll just do it. Let's use it for now. Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's get back to the sound because this is where the fun is. Ooh, okay. See, oh yeah, no, we can automate this. We can be like, okay. Ooh. Oh, weird. Ooh. What? See, this is where the fun of arpeggiator comes in because it's not just going straight up or down. There's plenty of rhythms that you can do with it to get like even just more randomness and more just fun out of just sitting around listening to the same sound over and over again.
Right.
Ooh, I kind of like that. You know what? We will put that up here. Have that start. Whoa. We're gonna make a trap beat out of this.
Perfect.
Ooh, no, we're not even gonna have a kick at first. It's gonna be like horn. Get wrecked, kids. Let's mess around with this some more. Yeah, I'm digging this. What's fun is that like we haven't even added like any of the crazy like OTTs that we can add because we're
Right.
going to add a lot of them.
Oh, there we
Just
go.
going to hold down, duplicate.
Oh my gosh. How many do you think that was? 15?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22. It's still not enough though.
I don't
So we're
know.
going to
Just so
take
you know,
these-
another one, you can hit plus and minus and it expands and
Oh. Oh, well, I don't think it'll work. Oh, god damn.
oh yeah.
You know? Oh, boy.
I know you'll like that one.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to duplicate those 22 and make it 44. We'll just, make it an even 88. I don't think my computer will physically be able to do that, so we'll just go back to 22. Whew! All right, now we got some interesting sounds.
There we go. Let's go.
We haven't even done like any pitching. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay. Yeah, we'll make this one triplet, and we'll make this one one note. Yeah, a lot of my stuff is also just like taking the same processing that I use, duplicating it, and just trying a little, trying a different little process to it.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck is that? See? There we go. Okay. Let's add. Got my usual go-to for like kind of manipulating the pitch of a sound is Ubic G by U-HE. It's crazy. You can get some like crazy metallic-y sounds with it because essentially it's just a granular delay-ish plugin with pitch modifications as well. I don't know.
It sounds kind of like Crystallizer a little bit.
Kind of. It's the same kind of concept. It's all granular based, which Crystallizer is too. So. I don't think this will have too much of an effect. What? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm not feeling that one. Let's go with grain delay. This is always a fun one.
Ooh, hello.
Okay. Yeah, let's add in a horn. See, this is kind of the problem with watching me work is that right when I get something interesting going with one section, I'm like, okay, let's focus on a different section. Come back to it later.
No, that's how it goes. Nothing wrong with that. I'm enjoying it.
Let's go with rank. I don't know what it is about that horn, but it just makes me laugh. It's just so like simple.
Remember, we can't hear any of these auditions.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'm gonna take your word for it. Yes.
Oh no, we need like a maybe like a vocal sample where it's like we can get crazy with this. Ooh, you know what we could do? We could add when you're using the arpeggiator, fun thing to do is adding steps to the arpeggiator, which is basically it's the same pattern that you're doing with the arpeggiator, but it adds the same pattern, but either it just adds another instance of it afterwards, dependent on what you set the distance to. So say if I add one step after, it'll play the same pattern, but an octave up. If I had it at 7, it would play the same pattern, but up 7 semitones.
Gotcha.
So it'll be like. And then you can go more steps and it'll just add more instances of the pattern just based on intervals of whatever you set the distance to. So like say if it's set to 2 steps with 12 semitones, it'll play the pattern of the arpeggiator. It'll play it again an octave up, and then it'll play it again another octave up. Yeah. Oh, there's so much sub in there. Let's cut that out. Maybe because I like how whenever you adjust the start position, it just kind of totally changes the sound.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what I'll do is I'll add a Max for Live instance of LFO after the simpler. And for those that don't know, Max for Live's LFO is the greatest thing to ever exist ever, especially in Ableton, because you could take, it's an LFO applied to Ableton in this, and you can map it to anything, literally anything. We can, I believe, yeah, we can map it to the tempo. Fuck it. I don't know how much of an effect it'll have when it's on a track, but you could, in theory, have an LFO, a low frequency oscillator on the tempo. Let's get this back to our 137.89. Whoops.
That nope. Fuck you, genre creator.
There we go. But yeah, so we're going to map this very delicately, map it to the start point of this. We will set this to square. Nah, we'll go sine. We're just, creating chaos. No big deal.
Working.
Ooh. Yeah, it really seems like the bulk of the characteristics come from these early ones. Ooh, like that. I'll take that. Take these, kind of start them a little bit earlier so that the arpeggiator will be set. I liked how chaotic it was. This is just nonsense at this point. Yeah, we'll do that. No, it's not MIDI. Actually, yeah, let's do MIDI because I also want to show off this awesome plugin. If you don't know it, highly recommend it. Sublab. It is, it's so good. It's basically just a sub based plugin with lots of super awesome for this one.
Love it.
There it is.
That is a nice sub.
Yeah, right?
Big Daddy.
Like,
Large Daddy.
it's just noise at this point.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you got to start with chaos before you can find the rest of it.
You're right.
Oh, actually, we'll have this kind of. Yeah, we'll save that for the second.
I like how much patience you have with like the process. I think that it's easy to be like, wow, that that's not.
Oh no,
that's not
it's
it.
like, yeah, it's like it's there, but sometimes you just gotta just gotta keep digging to get there. It's like what Dory said at the pivotal moment of Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming.
Oh, okay. I was wondering where that one was going.
I don't know. Actually, this will work. I want like a tut 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 tut. Probably not. Oh,
Nuke says the kick needs to be unwarped, and Nuke, it doesn't matter.
eh,
I mean, if it's on complex, it'll be all right.
eh. Ooh. Oh, yeah. I really like that. So you know why?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, okay.
Okay, let's add back the OTTs. Let's find a trap snare. Trap snare. She's my trap snare.
A trap snare.
There we go. And what I've found I've really enjoyed doing is turning off the grid for any sort of like snare fill and just kind of guessing.
Instead of wasting your time whiffing on the triplets.
And also you kind of just get to feel it out too. Maybe this one would be a good one to use instead. Like, kind of use this. Use this for that part. Oh no! Turn you off. You know, just kind of simple pattern. Maybe have this one be like. Masterpieces here. That snare's way too loud. Ha 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 ha. Now we add the fucking hi-hat. Hi-hat. Hi-hat.
Hi.
We'll just use like. No, that's good enough. We'll do that fucking thing where it's like every hybrid trap song ever. Like. Oh, whoops! I didn't even.
No kicks.
Oh yeah, let's just fucking keep this going. Ooh, let's find something super cool and destructive for that first hit. So it's like, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nope, nothing. Okay, I guess we'll just go over to collection. I have a whole fucking big ass folder of bass leads broken into like freeform bass shit where it's. I actually use that a lot because it's super fun. Like, it's super fun to take this one and just like, I don't know, stretch it out, textures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty basic drop, but
We're going.
we're going.
We're going places.
Like... All right, let's get in key. Oh. We'll have another instance of this where it's like some kind of cooler.
Ooh.
Ooh, no, we're gonna take that. We're gonna use that for that. Put this down here, kind of keep things a little bit organized. Okay, we're getting places.
There we are.
Okay. Ooh.
There we go.
Add a frequency shaft. A frequency shafter.
Shaft.
We'll have it do like. Oh. And then we'll be like vocal sample. Okay. I have like okay, we'll use that build.
Word problems.
Cool. We have like a guppy drop. There we go. Done. Done and done.
Go.
Yeah. We'll just keep this going.
There we go. There we go. It's going.
Oh, whoops. Oh, that's why it didn't have the. It didn't have the 11 OTTs on it. That's
22. Where did you come from?
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. I mean, it's a
There
very,
we go.
It's a very simple drop, but
I mean, you did it, man.
you know,
We asked and you delivered.
you know what? Oh, god damn it. There we go.
It was well
We have-
executed.
We have probably the shaftiest, shattiest. Oh wait, no, we need one last thing. One last thing to make this. Let's find. I have a whole folder of effects. Why am I looking up effects? Effects. We'll take this. Be like, Bobbies. Oh, damn.
Word problems.
Yeah, I mean, as quickly thrown together as this would probably be like where I would like what I would use as a starting point, and either mess around with the groove, like because the core sound is there and that
Yeah.
but yeah, no, this is definitely like how I would approach a lot of my songwriting, just kind of messing around with sounds, messing around with groove, rhythm, yada yada. The groove in this is a little simple just because a little bit of a time constraint, and I don't want this to go on for like 2 hours. But
No, I think we've completed the mission.
So yeah,
Well done.
we did it.
GG's in the chat. Let's answer some questions and then we'll call it a wrap. That was excellent work. I expect you to name this after me. I had so much to do with it.
Yes, it will be.
So Broad has a question, and his question is, what would the next step be? Would it be cleaning it up, EQing, etc.?
It depends. Because like if I were to like fully make this into a song, which I would not recommend because the song it's not a song. It's just more of like a sound design flex. But more than anything, yeah, it'd be cleaning up the sound, cutting out the lows on the EQ, probably using some like sort of reduced ambience or something along that line to kind of clean up the sound, or maybe like an LFO tool or an auto pan, just something to kind of tighten up the sound a little bit.
Right, create some rhythm.
Mm-hmm. and then yeah, I don't know. Then from there, it's just making it fit with the rest of the song, whatever the rest of the song may end up being.
Word. Okay, cool. Let's pop out of this and then we'll answer some questions. Hold on one sec. Do. Okay.
Okay.
Well done. That was awesome. All right, cool. So this would probably involve you in pulling up a session, but a quick question randomly. You don't have to pull it up, but which bases were layering in the D section of Something in the Water? Great song from Babby.
Um, I think that was more just with that song. It was very operator heavy. Um, just yeah, I think actually that like B section bass is pretty much just all operator. If anything, the layering is just very minimal, just to accentuate those like
Mm-hmm.
things. Or unless you're talking about the like crazy fucking thing after the, in which case, yeah, no, that's like 5 different samples on top of each other afterwards. Where it's like,
Right.
yeah.
Nuke wants to know how you make your intros and what's your process of having creative arrangements.
I've been kind of leaning more into doing super simplistic intros just to get into like the meat of the song. Because I mean, you got to think of it as most of the time intros are just for just for like DJing in and out of songs. For the most part, I mean, I feel like with intros you can have a lot of fun with it instead of just doing like a simple drum pattern or something. You can have it kind of thematically get you ready for the rest of the song. Like say for Brocken, for that song it was just like uh, the rhythm of the break, but with like kind of a filtered effect and just kind of giving you a taste of like what's coming. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you can approach it, but I think generally I like to just approach it as hinting at what's going to come at the break.
Yeah. Cool. La. You suggested, this is from Squab, suggested not to do mixdowns while high on marijuana. How do you feel about the weeds in the composing / writing processes?
I think it varies from person to person. Like, I mean, some people it'll help inspire them to maybe approach things a different way. Some people might overthink everything, and it kind of causes you to not get any work done.
Right.
For the most part, I kind of categorize myself as the second or the latter of those, where if I get high and try to write, most of the time it just ends up being nonsense or something that I just end up scrapping. But again, it varies person to person. Marijuana and just drugs in general affect people differently. So if it works for you, then great. If it doesn't work for you, then great.
Agreed. We do not sponsor smoking crack before you hit the studio, though. I mean, if
if it works for you, cool. But yeah, I would generally go against using crack.
agreed, generally.
Generally speaking.
Pellet asks, are there moments where improvisation within the DAW isn't as helpful as stepping away and planning out how a song can go?
Yeah. I mean, because I've had multiple times where like I'll have just kind of the basis of a track and just kind of need to either listen to it in a different context or just kind of step away from it, maybe think about it later, then come back with a fresh perspective. I mean, it's it goes hand in hand. Like, I feel like you can plan it out meticulously and executed, but I have my best results whenever I'm just free form doing whatever I feel like doing.
Yeah.
And then turning that into a song afterwards. So yeah.
Wusk wants to know if you have ever been to Greece.
I have never been to Greece. I've never been to Europe. I would love to go. I feel like I've been everywhere but Europe.
Europe is pretty big.
It's pretty big.
Many options, places to go.
If only.
If only you could just go to Europe.
I know, right?
But
Too
it doesn't.
bad. Can't do
Bad.
that.
Ellie wants to say hello.
Hi, Billy. Hi. Hi. Oh.
Ellie's birthday is on Sunday. He turns 16.
Happy early birthday.
Oh, he heard
Ah!
that.
Hi, Jelly. Bye, Jelly.
Okay. Last question.
Okay.
Well, it looks like we have another one coming in. Hey, Tynan, which 3 artists inspired you the most to have such a unique sound?
That's a tough one. For me, it would. Man, that's tough. I don't know, because I feel like, kind of messing around with sounds is something that I picked up when, before I got into the electronic realm of music making. Just because before that, I was super into bands like Fall of Troy and Terry Milos, where their guitarists were just with these insane pedal boards doing like turning their guitar into like fucking destructive lasers, and that was something that always appealed to me, and I think that appeal just kind of carried over. As for like naming specific artists, it's tough because I'm inspired by my peers and other people making music. It's such, I don't know. It's a tough question to answer because I can't really pinpoint one artist or like group of artists or whatever. It's just kind of an amalgam of a bunch of music tastes kind of coming together to create Tynan, if that makes sense.
It makes
I don't know.
sense.
I could be talking out my ass. Who knows?
I don't think so. I think you're talking out of your mouth. There's no ass involved in this conversation. Well, I don't know.
You don't know me.
I don't know where your words come from. You're right. Well, I do know that I love you, and this has been an amazing conversation. And
this has been so much fun. It's been a true pleasure.
It's been awesome. I'm inspired. I'm gonna go dabble with some operator macros and look at those plugins that you got.
You get it.
Everyone in the chat say thank you, Tynan.
And I will say thank you, chat, and thank you, Max Protohype, for having me on to do this. This has been a true pleasure, and I hope that anybody watching picked up, even if it's just like a small, cool little tidbit or like a different way to think about things. Just if anybody picked up anything from this, then it's a success.
Oh, it's been a great success then, because I know, been watching the chat. Everyone is very excited, inspired, very epic. I love you.
Love you too. I love the chat. Love everybody. Thank you for having me.
You are the coolest, and I will see you soon, I hope. I mean, I was planning on going to see Nate pretty soon here. But at the same time, I'm talking out of my ass, and I just miss you guys.
Oh, dude, just fuck it. Move down to OKC like everyone else.
I know. Have you been hanging out with Lucid?
Yeah, I'm actually going over to this place tomorrow. We're gonna play some Super Nintendo.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Well, hit me up when you get that PS5.
Yeah, I will. It might be a few weeks, but that's it.
I hope you find it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my damnedest.
I'm sure you
But
will.
I'll let you know.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, talk to you later, man.
All right, later.
Hey.
Chat, I appreciate you guys. Tomorrow we're going to play marbles, And then on Sunday, it's my fucking birthday, so we're gonna do a birthday stream. Stop playing. Yeah, are we raiding? Should we raid? Let's raid. Oh, let's go raid Cause Company. Let's raid Company.
Tough guys.
Oh!
kicking me. What's up, Protohype? Thanks for the raid,
Dude,
man.
that was a dump truck.
That was a
How was the Tynan?
Let's go. Was it Jin? Was that
info?
an easy?
Yeah,
That was an easy
like,
one, yeah,
dude,
we
we've been
crushed that.
slaying lately.
We're going off on some phasmophobia.
I don't know if we're just getting lucky or
just
what.
raised 1,500 for David's procedure.
What's the code?
Here, I'll message it to you on Discord.
All right.
I'm gonna grab an ice cream bar. Hold up.
Yeah, thank you so much for the raid, man. We are being raided. What'd you guys learn in the Tynan stream? Anything sick? Yeah, that's Adam's mic. It's insane. You're next. I'll do one for sure, man. Oh yeah, he's doing some cool operator shit. That's cool. He must be fresh on the operator thing because I don't remember him using it that much recently.
All right.
Oh shit, my bad. I probably missed that. I'm really like dog shit with my phone lately. All right. What kind of job are you guys trying to do? Asylum?